Welcome to 2021 Wildcat Families. We're here at B. Gal Wilson. We're sure many of you recognize our distribution drop-off with our socially distanced X's. We're out here just to make sure everybody's aware that if you need to come to campus to pick up any materials, we know that some of our history books still need to be distributed. This is where we're going to pick them up. We're going to stand 6 feet apart, making sure we have our masks on. And we're all waiting for Mr. Glenn after 12:45 to pass out materials that we still need to pick up. Most students have already picked up their materials. Mr. Nelson, how many do we have left?
So for 6th, 7th, and 8th, we have like less than 10 students per grade level that haven't picked up their books. So they just have to go and see Mr. Glenn as soon as possible.
And then in the next couple of weeks, we will put out something about history textbooks for our middle schoolers as well. We know that that is still yet to come. If you have an issue with your Chromebook, we are going to ask that you fill out the form first. Then we'll set up an appointment with figuring out what's wrong with the Chromebook, and we'll find time for you to come here, drop off the broken Chromebook, and we'll get you a replacement. But we do have to fill out that form first. As you make your way to our front office, you will notice that there are signs here asking you to stop and conduct a self-screener. We ask that before entering our facility, you check yourself for cough, shortness of breath, sore throat, loss of taste and smell, a fever over 100.4 or higher, and if you've been in contact with anybody who's tested positive for COVID-19, or anybody who has been quarantined for COVID-19, that you do not enter our facility so that we can keep our staff and all of our families safe. We will work with you to provide you the support you need virtually if you fall into any of these categories.
So cuando llega a la escuela y quiere entrar a la oficina, tiene que hacer un self-screen para chequear todas las cosas. Y este es tos, falta de aliento, dolor de garganta, pérdida del sabor y olor, fiebre de 100.4 o más. Si tiene alguno de estos, no puede entrar, solamente tienes que llamar a la oficina para preguntar a Miss Caitlin o Miss Angelica o Miss Claudia para que tú necesitas.
As you enter the front office, please make sure that you stop at the red door.
Please do not come into this part of the office. No, no, no. Cuando llega aquí en la oficina, no puede entrar esta parte de la oficina. Tiene que quedar en la foyer.
Instead, you're actually going to turn to the left, to the window, to meet Miss Caitlin, Miss Angelica, Miss Claudia, or another member of our staff.
Once you've made your appointment, either via phone call or email, we will help you at this window.
Hey Wildcats! So we are back here on our field in front of our blacktop, and for 6th graders, hopefully we'll eventually get to the site, we're in front of what would be the 6th grade wing. So, as with all new things, change does not come easily, and adjusting to our new distance learning schedule has been another challenge. We wanted to make sure to address some of the common issues we had last week, just to make sure that we're able to support everybody and we're being very clear about what our students' day looks like. So the schedule for middle school is on Mondays and Thursdays, students attend live sessions 1st, 2nd, and 3rd period. On Tuesdays and Fridays, they attend 4th, 5th, and 6th period. In the afternoons on those days, students have time to work on their asynchronous work, or they may be pulled into a small group by their teacher if they're in need of an intervention or extension opportunity. Students who are pulled into that afternoon time, and again, this is that green time on the schedule, will receive an invitation from their teacher. On Wednesdays, students go to all 6 periods in the morning before lunch. The only exception to this is a Tuesday following a Monday holiday, which we have next week. Next week, we will have our Wednesday schedule with all 6 periods on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the block schedule will continue again on Thursday.
And for dual immersion, we have basically 2 different ways that teachers can do their teaching. The first way is they'll have their synchronous time, which could be like 30 minutes. And then there would be the asynchronous time where students would be doing their work based on what the teacher had already taught. Or we'll have the teacher do a longer period of synchronized teaching, and then in the afternoon, the students would be able to have their asynchronous time and work on those assignments.
We're so happy that today went much more smoothly than most of last week. We know, again, this is a routine. It's going to take practice. We're all going to be patient with each other, and eventually we will work it out. We did want to make sure to assure you that our priority is making certain our kids are in their live synchronous class sessions. So if you run into an issue, email Mr. Nelson and myself, call our front office at 421-4225. Let us know what assistance you need with troubleshooting, and we will do what we can to help you on the spot because we want our kids in class, we want them live, we want to see their faces, and we want them learning. So please, let us know how we can help you, reach out to us, and we will try to do it in an extremely timely manner.
And so now I'm going to talk about discipline, which I know there's not going to be a whole lot of, but just to be safe. So when teachers are teaching, they have set their rules, their expectations on what they want the students to do. For example, muting themselves when the teacher is talking. But for some reason, if a student doesn't do that and the teacher feels that he or she is being disruptive, the teacher's going to get in contact with the student and the parent. The teachers are going to follow the process that we would have normally if everyone was on campus. If that child happens to do it again, what they're going to do, or what we're going to do, is we will be making a phone call because the process has to continue. And then if it happens the 3rd time, I don't think it'll ever happen, but if it does, that teacher is going to go ahead and X them out of the Google Meet, which is sort of like a class suspension. But then Miss Dinwiddie and I would make the phone calls home because we can't have a one-on-one in person with the student.
And families, please know we want to work with you. We want to work with the kids, and because we have school set up so distantly, we have to all be on the same page and part of the same team. So when we call to let you know something that's happening on campus and to report to you, please know this isn't us calling saying, hey, your child's in trouble. It's saying this occurred in class today. We've got to work together. We've got to make sure that everybody is able to learn. It's already challenging enough, and we want to find a way to troubleshoot to make sure all of our kids are able to learn every day.
Okay, there it goes. All right. Hi, everyone. We received feedback from parents and it sounded like a completely pre-recorded session might be more feasible and work with everybody's schedules more. So we changed it up and we decided to do what we were going to do live as a pre-recorded video on Google Meet. So hi, I'm Rebecca Dinwiddie. I'm the principal.
Hi, I'm Travis Nelson Ortiz, and I'm the assistant principal.
And our goal for tonight with Back to School Night was really just to let everybody know what our faces look like, who we are, and make sure you could put a face with the name. Again, we have those office hours and other times to schedule meetings if we need to talk. If you have questions, if you have concerns, reach out to us. But besides that, we just put this together so that you can meet each of our departments, know what your teachers look like, have an idea who you're talking to when you're emailing, and hopefully that will make everybody more comfortable as we continue to navigate distance learning and keeping communication open. We hope you enjoy. How do I stop recording? Oh no. Hi parents, I'm here with our middle school English department who are each going to introduce themselves to you. Also not in the meet would be Mrs. Karen Garton, and she would have introduced herself in the 6th grade video. Mr. Jamie Van Wart also would have introduced himself in the 6th grade video. And Mrs. Diana Taylor Moore, if you're in her class, you would have met her individually already. So we're going to start with Mrs. Sarah Morton.
Hi, my name is Sarah Morton, and I have been teaching at Gale. This has got to be our 6th year, I think, with Miss Dinwiddie, or 5th year. And I have been doing most of those years with teaching English with Miss Cortez.
Hi families, my name is Chris Labani. I teach 8th grade English, and the 2 things I really want you to know about my class is that I have very high expectation for your children. I am trying to get them ready for high school, but also I am very flexible because I understand that distance learning does not reach everyone, and so it's important for us to be flexible and very supportive. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Plabani. I'm Mrs. Fee, and I teach with Mr. Plabani for 8th grade, and I also teach 6th grade English with Miss Ornelas, so she would have introduced herself with 6th grade, but 6th or 8th grade English, and you can email me anytime if you need to reach me at jennyfe@fsusd.org.
All right, and finally, my name is Luisa Cortez. I teach 7th and 8th grade English. I do have Mrs. Morton in one class with me. And I just want you all to know that, I'm always open to help and support with anything that you may need. So please do not ever hesitate to email me. Also, if you ask a kid if they have any work, sometimes I always say, tell them to show you, right? Tell them to bring up their Google Classroom, say, show me. And so that way we can make sure that, we're all setting ourselves up for success. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that was our English department. Up next will be our math department. And then I'm going to stop recording. Stop recording.
I'll start soon. Okay, here we go. Hi, I am Rebecca Krumdick. I go by Miss K, and I teach 8th grade math. I also have 7th grade. The best way to get a hold of me is through my email, which is RebeccaK@Fairfield-Sassoon. If you are looking for Miss Taylor for 8th grade, her video is in the 6th grade section. Go for it, Miss Matthew.
Hi, I am Meena Matthew. I teach 7th grade math. The most important thing that I want my students to do is to check Google Classroom daily and complete the assignments. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions, and the best way to reach me is by email. Thank you. Here we are.
Hi, parents. And now I am here with our 6th grade team, starting with Mr. Van Wart.
Good afternoon. My name is Jamie Van Wart, and I am your students' Read 180 teacher. Read 180 is a reading program to support children to make sure that they are reading up to grade level between now and June. And hopefully at some point we're face to face, but this is what we're working on now from a distance. I also am teaching a section of science. Okay, the 6th grade curriculum is earth science this year, and there are different modalities. You should be looking at them, working not only in the textbook, but on CK12, and the link is in their Google Classrooms. Okay. So the other thing that I'm working on is a wheel elective for math support, working on basic skills and using Khan Academy to chart their growth. And that's what I do here at B. Gale Wilson. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Susan Lucas, and I am with the 6th grade team here. I'm teaching 3 subjects this year. I teach academic language support, and I teach the wheel elective and social studies, 3 classes of social studies, including the GATE class. With academic language support, we're working a lot on English, and each child should have their workbook, their Springboard workbook at home. We're going to be using that. They'll be writing in that workbook, so it's really important that they have that there. There's also a link on the computer. You can get to it through the fsusd.org page and go down through family resources. The wheel elective is really an elective for 6th graders to help them navigate 6th grade, figure out how to be successful here, and some social emotional learning, and then we're going to explore some colleges and career ideas. And with social studies, we study ancient history in 6th grade, so we start way back, about 10,000 BC, and then we come up to the fall of Rome, which is around 500 BCE, and we cover all the ancient history. It's a lot of fun. The kids will use the online new curriculum from the district, the online textbook, which they can get to also through the fsusd.org website, down through family resources, and I've shown them how to do this, and we'll go over it. And with I do a lot of work in Google Classroom, so every day they need to be making sure that they're checking Google Classroom. If they're ever absent, they also need to check Google Classroom to see what they might be missing. Lastly, I did send out a slideshow last night with a lot of information on it. I sent it to all the kids and all the parents, a mass email, which didn't quite work the first time because the attachment wouldn't open. So I sent it again, and I'm hoping the attachment opens. If not, then I did post it on Google Classroom, and you can always go onto your child's Google Classroom under Materials and Resources. Click on the slideshow. I have a lot of links on there and information about my various classes. Anyway, I'm looking forward to working with all of you and getting to know your students. Thanks a lot.
Hi, my name is Karen Garton, and I teach 6th grade English Language Arts, 1 period of 7th grade English Language Arts honors, and 1 period of 6th grade science. So most of my classes are 6th grade. You can reach me at caring, C-A-R-I-N-G, at fsusd.org should you need anything. Everything is posted on Google Classroom. And please remind your children to be on time for our live meets with their cameras on and their microphones off. I hope someday that we get to meet in person. Thanks so much. Looking forward to a great year.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Taylor, and I'm very excited to be the math teacher and science teacher in 6th grade this year, one of them. We will be doing everything in Google Classroom. Announcements, calendars, textbook for math will be in Google Classroom, and physical workbook. Your students will be using a Earth Science textbook that'll look something like this. They will not have the digital copy of that, but they will be able to have the physical copy, and we will be working on that as well. As I noticed at Google Classroom, I noticed a lot of parents are on there already receiving some announcements for what the assignments are in Google Classroom. So check your emails. If you need to be added to the Google Classroom, just email me at Neldat, N-E-L-D-A-T, Neldat at fsusd.org. And if you have any questions, that's the primary place to get a hold of me, is through my email. Looking forward to a great year. and give me a call. I do have 8th grade math and 6th grade math and science 6th grade, and I also teach 6th grade GATE. So any questions, feel free to email me.
Hi, everybody. I am Miss Tripless. I teach 6th grade math and social studies and also 7th grade intro to Spanish. So I just wanted to say a couple of things. It's really important for students to check their email at least a couple of times a day because that's primarily how I would communicate with students. Also, Google Classroom, everything is going on Google Classroom. I constantly update it. That's where I post all the assignments. You can see grades on there. Using the Google Calendar to get to the meets for my class, and it also shows you when all the assignments are due, so it's a really great tool to keep organized. And I also recommend going on to Areas a couple of times a day so that students can check grades, parents can check grades, you can see attendance and all kinds of information. So those 3 things are pretty important. I also wanted to mention that I have all the students writing out the part of the syllabus for late work and makeup work. So if you turn in work late, you get a 0, but you do have the opportunity to make up that work if you contact me and make an office hour appointment with me. And then we can work on keeping everybody organized and getting their work done well and turned in on time. Please email me if you have any questions. My email address is theodorat@fsusd.org. If you would like to be added to Google Classroom, you can email me and I'll put you on there. But really, the best thing to do is just have your son or daughter log into their Google Classroom so that you can see exactly what they see. Thank you, and I look forward to working with your kids this year.
Hi, my name is Yvette Ornelas. I am a Science 6th grade, ELA 6th grade, Spanish 6th grade, and Exploratory Wheel 6th grade teachers. What I encourage you guys to do is to check your child's weekly agenda posted at the beginning of the week to get an idea of what your child is expected to cover, and as for homework load as well, if they want to get ahead or if they miss a class. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at yvetteO@fsusd.org. Sorry, and that is all.
And those are our 6th grade rock stars. On to our next department. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Drake Biscardi. I teach 8th grade U.S. history. I also teach 8th grade ALD. Best way to contact me is through email.
All righty. Let's see, my name is Joseph Campion. I teach 7th grade world history and 8th grade US, including the honors classes. You can reach me through my email, and the most important thing for your kid is to check Google Classroom.
Hi, I'm Wendy Madueño, and besides teaching 7th grade world history, I also teach world history with the dual immersion students. And talking about dual immersion students, I also teach 7th and 8th grade Spanish literature as well as 7th grade ALD. If you need to contact me, the best way to contact me is through email at wendym@fsusd.org. And also, please don't forget to check my website, and I'll put more information.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Eigel, and I teach 7th grade honors life science and 8th grade physical science.
And my name is Mr. Ortiz, and I'm the 7th grade life science teacher here at Bigale Wilson. In life science, we're going to cover topics such as cell structure, evolution, genetics, anatomy, and physiology. The best way to contact me is emailing me at antonioo@fsusc.org, and we could schedule a Google Meet. I've also provided all the students with an online version of the textbook that is on my class website, as well as a class syllabus where the parents will also have access to it.
In physical science, we cover chemistry, physics, and astronomy. You can find a copy of my syllabus on Google Classroom under the topic Resources and Information. You can also find online links to the textbooks as well. If you need to email me, my email is brandye@fsusd, and I look forward to working with you this year.
Welcome, parents and guardians. B. Gail Wilson. My name is Eric Jackson. I am one of the PE teachers at the school. I teach mostly 6th graders and some 7th graders. I will quickly go over just a few things that you might have questions about for PE, and then I will turn it over to my other 2 colleagues. First of all, for PE, we have an exercise log that we do once a week. For my class, it's due every Wednesday before school starts, and I assign them a new one for the next week. The requirement in a basic sense is the students are required to exercise, and it can be any exercise they want, from walking the dog, jumping on a trampoline, doing an exercise video, whatever they'd like to do, for a minimum of 20 minutes. They need to take their heart rate before they start, which we call our resting heart rate. They need to take a heart rate right when they finish their 20 minutes of workout, and then they need to wait 2 minutes and take one more heart rate, which is their recovery heart rate. Those are the 3 heart rates they need to do for every day they exercise. Like I said, we're requiring a minimum of 20 minutes, 3 days a week, due every Wednesday. In addition to that, I give them a question of the day or a short little quiz every day. Sometimes I'll have them watch a YouTube video. Sometimes I'll talk to them for a few minutes, or I'll type something up and they just have to answer usually a multiple choice question. And that's the question of the day. So those are the main requirements for right now. Eventually, we might add a few more requirements for the first few weeks of school. That's what, at least for my class, is what I'm planning on doing. If you have any questions, you can email me at Eric, ERIC, and then the letter J, at fsusd.org. Now I'll turn it over to Todd, who is a 7th grade PE teacher. Go ahead, Todd.
All right, thank you, Eric. So much like Eric said, we have a similar program of what we're doing for distance learning in our PE department: exercise logs and participations. So for participation, for me, a question of the day, perhaps a few other videos to watch here and there. And of course, then the exercise log is where the students are watching some kind of exercise video. They're taking some or all of the exercises from that video. They're incorporating it into a routine, and they're logging it down for the 3 days of which they are required to do live classes at B. Gail Wilson through Google Classroom. So that is predominantly how it's done. There will be perhaps some health type of projects when we get a little bit later down the road. Right now, we're really just trying to keep focused on fitness. With this COVID-19, we want to see people getting out and exercising. So it's really going to be fitness-based to start off with. And then as we kind of work through the year, we'll see about some additional assignments. So if you have any questions about that or what Google Classroom looks like, you can certainly look at your students' Google Classroom. All of the actual assignments are logged on there. You can view them. Or you can certainly email me at TODD and my last initial D, so 3 Ds, TODDD, at fsusd.org. All right, and I'm going to turn it over to Alex, who will tell you a little bit about the 8th grade class.
Hi, families. I'm Alexander Hubbard IV. I teach the 8th grade class. I have one mix of 7th and 8th. Tell you a little bit how the class is going to go this year. Mondays and Tuesdays, we do a workout list. I work out with the kids, require them to write it down. They turn it in by the end of class. They get their participation points. Other than that, they got 3 exercise logs that are due every Friday. And we watch a video on Wednesday with 1 question on it. It's due by the end of class. Turn it in by the end of class. You get all your classwork, participation points for the day. And then the classwork is graded on a different scale. Exercise logs are homework. If you have any questions, please email me at alexanderhuxanderhu@fsusd.org. I will be happy to answer any questions you guys may have. And I'm going to turn it over back to Todd. Thank you.
All right, and as we wrap up, I am also the athletic director, and I'm sure there's a lot of question about athletics this year. Obviously, with being off campus, there are no athletics, no after-school athletics until further notice. And as soon as I get any information, whether it's from the district or from some of the state agencies, we will let you know. Okay. However, we still encourage students to exercise, practice their sports, do all those type of things. And then as soon as I get more information, I will let you know. So we do thank you for joining us this evening. Again, do not hesitate to reach out to us as far as any questions or anything like that at our emails. And we hope that you have a good evening. Okay, take care.
Hi again, parents. And now I'm here with our elective teachers. Now, please keep in mind that some students will be in an elective that were with other teachers who already introduced themselves. Mr. Polbani teaches a leadership class. Mr. Dirkin teaches a campus leadership class. Mrs. Madueno, Mr. Biscardi, Ms. Lucas teach our ELD classes. Ms. Triplus teaches an introduction to Spanish, and they all introduced themselves earlier. But we do have Ms. Kling and Mr. Hinkie here to introduce themselves as our other elective teachers. So here's Ms. Kling.
Hello, my name is Ms. Kling. I teach Intro to Computers, Journalism, yearbook, and then Exploring STEAM, which is robotics. Let's see, I have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and something to know about me is everything that you guys need to know is in Google Classroom. I do have a website, and there is a link to that in Google Classroom, and through that website, you can make appointments one-on-one with students or parents, or students can even schedule group appointments if they need extra help. So that's all.
Awesome. I'm Mr. Hinkie, Joe Hinkie. I teach beginning and advanced band. You can reach me at my email, josephh@fsusd, or contact me through the Google Classroom. Remember, your students need to keep practicing. Practice makes perfect.
Thank you. And finally, we're going to go to our last video with our amazing counselor, Mrs. Escobar.
Welcome, families. My name is Victoria Escobar. I am the school counselor at B. Gale Wilson, and I am here to support all students in middle school as well as their families. And students can work with me in various ways, including academic support. So I am here to help students with study skills, organization, goal setting, how to deal with test anxiety. My goal is also to prepare students for high school and beyond. So I will go into the classroom throughout the school year to educate students on high school graduation requirements, as well as college entrance requirements, including A through G. I will also focus on other avenues after high school, including community college and trade schools, so that students can really explore what their interests are. I also provide individual counseling for students who may be experiencing anxiety, depression, bereavement and loss, and many other challenges. I also provide group counseling for students who may be experiencing similar challenges. And a big part of my job, and I would say the top priority, is crisis intervention. If I have a student who discloses self-harm, harm to others, or that they may be being harmed, there are certain steps I have to take to make sure that all students are safe. And this semester, I am also teaching a career choices class to help students self-explore, to see what their interests are, and to create goals for middle school as well as high school and beyond. And the best way to reach me is by my email, victoriae@fsusd.org, victoriae@fsusd.org. Students can send me an email because I am available for counseling drop-ins every afternoon. If students send me an email, I can schedule a Google Meets, a Google Chat, or a conversation on the phone, okay? And I also have a Google Classroom where I provide counseling resources. I have sent that link to all students, but if your student has not joined, I would really encourage them to do so. And my code is G5WB5I5. Again, G5WB5 5I5. Okay? And the most important thing to remember about what I do at BGIL is that I'm here to support students. I am here to support families. And my goal is to ensure that you are academically successful and that you are happy. Okay? Let's make this a good school year and go Wildcats. Bye, guys.